Welcome back to Forgotten Hollywood. There are many childhood classics when it comes to Christmas. Santa, Frosty, Rudolph, Charlie Brown, and finally, the Grinch. He has become so synonymous with the season that people who get grumpy this time of year are often called a Grinch. But if you look back to where it started, on the top of a mountain looking down at a town, 53 years old and fed up with commercialism, you might see why he wrote The Grinch. Dr. Seuss, born Theodore Geisel in 1904, was already an established and beloved writer when he moved to San Diego and bought a house on Mount Soledad, looking down on the town below. 53 years old and about to make his mark on history. That's right, a 53-year-old Dr. Seuss lived on a mountain while writing about a 53-year-old Grinch looking down from his mountain. It appears that the story is a self-insert. The point of the story is to remind people about the point of Christmas, that it goes far beyond presents, tags, packages, boxes, and bags. That it wasn't about the lights and the holly, and this was something that the Who's knew, even though they loved the festivities that went with it. However, the Grinch, from the outside looking in, just saw overwhelming decorations and heard noise on top of noise, noise, noise. He really thought it was just about the trappings, and that if you removed them, you removed the day. But all it did was expose what was at the heart of the holiday. The light of Christmas shone even brighter when it wasn't competing with anything else. Well, I doubt that the bulk of San Diego would have responded with the same level of joy had the Grinch visited them on Christmas Eve and stripped the city of all outward signs of celebration. The story Seuss wrote on top of that mountain in California was meant to go much further than the city limits, and it did. For generations, it made readers think about the deeper meaning of this time of year. And while the book has always been popular, the story was cemented in pulp culture in 1966 with one of the greatest animated collaborations ever. To be fair, there have been many great animated collaborations in Hollywood. Walt Disney and Ub Iwerks, Charles Schultz and Bill Melendez. But right up there is Dr. Seuss and Chuck Jones. If you don't recognize the name of Chuck Jones, he's one of the great animators behind Looney Tunes. Once I knew that, I could not unsee it. All the similarities to Bugs, Daffy, and the rest. Dr. Seuss went on to make two other Grinch specials, Halloween is Grinch Night, 1977, and The Grinch's the Cat in the Hat in 1982, but neither captured the level of humor and magic as this original, and I think that was mostly due to the lack of Chuck Jones behind the drawing board. It was years before The Grinch would steal Christmas again, this time in Ron Howard's live-action version starring Jim Carrey. The filmmakers literally won the rights to the story in a bidding war, overseen by Dr. Seuss's widow, Audrey Geisel. Not for money, but who could honor the story the best. She created her own short list of actors to play the title character, which included Jim Carrey and Jack Nicholson. And Carrey had to prove he could handle it before being given the part. She also maintained veto power, and it took Ron Howard 8 attempts at writing a script before he had a version she approved of. Among the things she refused to allow in the movie were jokes involving sexual humor, and the cat in the hat stuffed like a hunting trophy in the Grinch's lair. While the version released during the holiday season of 2000 was a hit, it did not get there easily. Jim Carrey had such problems with the makeup and costumes that he would lash out and cause filming delays. It got so bad that his makeup artist took time off until he promised to start treating people better. Not everyone had issues with the looks, however. Director Ron Howard spent a day in full Grinch costumes, prosthetics and all, and he can be seen among the citizens of Whoville, along with his daughter, father, and his brother as the mayor's lackey. There was another Howard in the cast, Jeremy Howard, who played Sidney Lu's brother Drew. but he's no relation. 18 years later, another version of the story was made by Illumination. This one shortened the title to just The Grinch, which is fitting because it took the most liberties and deviated furthest from the book, including Cindy Lou having a single mom, two little brothers, and masterminding a plot to capture Santa Claus. Well, I thought the Jim Carrey version missed the mark on a few details. This one was nearly unrecognizable. Christmas was almost a footnote in a story that focused on anti bullying and social relationships. The voice work was fine and the animation on par with other Illumination films like Despicable Me and Sing, but it was not the Grinch that stole Christmas. It was just the Grinch that had a bad day. For more than 75 years, Dr. Seuss's Grinch has been teaching children important lessons about Christmas. They learn with him that the glitz and glamour of the holiday is second to the true meaning of the day. He challenges readers of all ages to look at their own views of this time of year and find the heart, the light of Christmas. Thanks for watching. What's your favorite version of the Grinch? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications and I will catch up with you next time.